Alright guys, welcome to this video. It's Otto here from Acquisition Partner, and what I'm going to do today guys in this video is talk to you a little bit about what a build and release offer is and how we've been able to use it in our agency to go from struggling to get clients to commit to our low-level monthly retainers to actually being able to bill clients $6,000 to $12,000 upfront, and then getting them to practically beg us to commit to their monthly retainers after that as a upsell. So what I'm going to do guys is just jump into this Google document here, and I'm going to first of all talk about offers, because offers is one of the things that you're going to see hundreds of videos on YouTube, people talking about what a Grand Slam offer is, and everything that they're going to talk about has been cloned and copied from what Hormozi has, imparted knowledge-wise into this industry and this online world that we all exist in. Now the issue with offers at the moment is that offers are becoming very, very quickly saturated, and one of the most saturated offers we are seeing today within the Acquisition Partner program is the offer of a system combined with a guarantee of a total number of booked calls every single month. So if you're watching this, chances are you might even have an offer that's like this, where you're reaching out to prospective clients and you are pitching them a service where you say, look, with our system, we'll help you get clients for your service-based business, and we will book 20 or 30 or 90 book calls every single month, or your money back, something like that, okay? It's one of the most saturated, frequently used offers. Today, it's almost like 2015-16 Facebook ads at this point. So first things first, if you're running an offer with this verbiage in this language, you need to change it, okay? And the reason you're not getting results is because there are thousands of people every single day from the ages of probably 9 to 90 who are trying to set appointments for an offer like this, okay? And here's a screenshot, like a little video I just took of my Messenger app, where every single day I'm getting hundreds of people message me with an offer that's similar. Hey Otto, that's how it normally starts. We have a system that guarantees you 20 book calls every single month. Would you like to jump on a quick sales call with me to discuss the system? No, the answer is no, because as a business, we don't just want sales calls. And truthfully, no business does want only sales calls, okay? And I'm going to explain why and sort of a bit more of context around that as we go through this document here. Okay, so just touching on that, as an acquisition partner, we're going to talk about this just later on in the document here. But we are in the business of not wanting more clients, okay? So this volume-based kind of total approach to mass booking appointments isn't something that we want as a true one-of-one specialist in the skill that we deliver. And not least, it's not something that's valuable or desirable by and from CEOs who are running companies, in the sort of 10 million plus USD annual turnover kind of range, okay? They do not want their sales reps and their sales team having to carry out, 20, 30, 50, 90 additional phone calls every single month, unless obviously those individuals, those businesses are not only marketing qualified, but sales qualified leads, okay? So volume-based is something that does not work for bigger acquisition partner deals, okay? And an acquisition partner deal is something I'm going to talk to you about just in a moment here. And really what it comes down to is that finding the right client, finding a client who's liquid and can actually spend money on your services, and money to that client that is totally nominal. It's not a lot at all, but to you it's potentially life-changing. And I'm talking generating over 100,000 USD from each singular client that you have on your agency every single year. You can't use emotion-based selling. Okay, so what we're seeing on Facebook is everybody coming across and they're trying to build rapport. They're kind of secretly on the side, hey, how are you? I noticed like you're a man and you have hair, or whatever it might be. Me too, right? Would you like to book a call? Again, no, okay. They're through the appointment setting process that we're seeing with these standardized offers at the moment, is that it's all based on emotion. And actually, if you get in front of the right kind of CEO who's managing the right size of company with 50 plus employees, whatever it might be, if you're trying to sell to them based on emotion, you're going to have no closes at all, okay? So they will only focus on logic-based selling and the value that you can add, which I'm going to talk about in a moment here. So the problem with this volume-based approach, okay, is that with more clients becomes more service delivery issues. And this simplistic graph here kind of represents that, okay? So here, operational load or financial load or stress, whatever it might be, increases relative to the total number of clients you have. So with the email agency, when we were running it as a traditional agency model, we got to a point in the business where, despite making all this great money, despite having all the case studies and the social proof and a solid business in terms of the team and the operations and systems that we had in place, it got to the point where I just lost all interest in getting new clients. And we were getting a lot of business through referrals and things like that. But it got to the point where I was thinking, the amount of stress that you bring onto yourself and your team and your agency every time a new client comes aboard is getting to the point where it's outweighing the financial benefit, even though we're making a lot of the money, if that makes sense. So the problem with this agency model and that traditional sort of retainer, monthly retainer pricing system is that every single new client you bring on, you're going to increase your variable costs. Okay, so with an email agency, new clients meant that we would have to spend more on graphic designers, more on account managers, X, Y, Z. Okay, and if you've got difficult clients, they're going to come back to you with more amends and all of these stuff that ramp up your variable costs, which in turn decrease your profit margins. And even if you're earning more and more revenue, but your profit margins are getting lower and lower and lower, you're basically creating a business that's not scaling very well, and it's going to be something that's not enjoyable for you at all whatsoever. Okay, and I know this because I've been there. Now, the other issue with this agency service delivery situation is that the more clients you bring on, it means the more members of staff that you have to bring on to the team. Okay, and whatever stage you are in your sort of business growth and your entrepreneurial genesis, bringing on staff comes with a certain amount of leverage that they have over you. Okay, so obviously if you have a large pool of candidates, which we do with the Acquisition Partner Program, who are all pre-vetted and pre-trained, you significantly reduce your risk of having any one singular employee hold anything over your head, because you've got it's a simple supply and demand curve. You've got more supply than the demand basically for those employees. Okay, but the issue with service delivery with this traditional agency retainer pricing model is, like I say, the more clients you have, the more operational load that gets put onto your business. It's going to create more stress. You're going to have more fires as the leader and the entrepreneur every single day to put out, which is eventually going to lead to issues with those clients and a higher churn rate. Okay, so we're looking at ways here that we want to basically have fewer members of staff, a exponentially larger profit margin in the business. We want to have a vehicle where we can scale rapidly, and what that means is that we can not deploy our service that we're delivering to new clients without an exponential or incredibly high relative load in terms of service delivery and what we actually have to build out for them. Okay, now the way that you can do this is by using the build and release frame. Okay, so we did this, and I made a video on this prior on the YouTube channel, so check it out. We made a video about productizing and how we productized our social media marketing agency. Okay, and the reason that we did that was that we were finding that we were having to compete with every man and his dog who were reaching out to e-commerce brands, which is possibly the most saturated niche out there online. We were finding that we were, despite all of our case studies, despite our offer, our guarantees, things like that, we were having to compete basically for the attention of brands who were being hit up every single day, 100 to 200 times a day from agency owners, freelancers, contractors with the same offer. Okay, and it was all based off of that, pay us a monthly retainer and we'll launch your flows and do your campaigns for you in an email marketing kind of arena. So what we realized we needed to do was basically restructure how we delivered it. We didn't want to be in a position where every single new client we brought on, it then increased the operational load and stress on the team, and therein making things a lot less enjoyable for us running the business. And we wanted to do something where we could compete and really actually step out of the marketplace. Okay, so what I mean by stepping out of the marketplace is that we weren't then going to be in an arena, even if we were providing similar services to all of the other agency owners who were trying to hit up the same brands as us. So really the frame that we could come into with the email agency and the build and release system, basically we would say to them, this is our offer. We'd say everything that everything that your marketing agency would promise to do but fail to deliver in 7 months, we deliver overnight. Okay, and if it doesn't generate 60 to 220k in monthly recurring revenue added to your top line, we get our money, you get your money back, and you get to keep the system that we built for you too. Okay, and the reason we were able to do that was because from an email marketing perspective, and if you run a Facebook ads agency or an SEO agency and you've done so for a few years, you should be in a position where you have your SOPs in place. You already know the lie of the land when it comes to service delivery, enough so that you've already implemented your own efficiencies of scale, and you've done so in order to make things a lot more seamless in actually how you deliver that service, and also you've done it in a way to reduce your ongoing variable costs. That's where you should be with your traditional agency right now. And what I'm going to show you here is basically how you can move that over towards being a product and a system that you bill for upfront, and thereby reduce all of the risk that you have as an agency owner of potentially not being paid on time or whatever it might be. Okay, so like I say, I've got a video of that on the channel, so go and check it out. I think it's called How I Productize My SMMA. All right, and very simply, it's about refining your offer, repositioning not only your business but yourself as a leader, recalibrating your price so you front load the price. Even if you think it might take 2 to 3 months maximum to kind of deploy the system or work with that client, you build them up front for that period of time, and you hedge all of your risk, all of your exposure to the risk of them not paying or issues with payment. And then what you're able to do then is actually upsell on your original monthly recurring retainer system too. Okay, so through building a huge amount of trust in the first 24 hours, by delivering a service that a brand has never received before in its life, not least from an agency frame, they're going to be in a position where they unequivocally trust you. They have gotten great value from what you've delivered to them, and you've done what you've said in an incredibly short amount of time. And actually, you've done it compared to other agency owners in 6 3/4 months less time than they would actually do to try and achieve that. Okay, so we did a similar thing with the acquisition partner model. So for those who don't know, we had an email marketing agency that did over 10 million in agency sales. A lot of the emails we were sending out were selling products for brands like Nike, Puma, Calvin Klein, Velux, loads of different international and nationally known brands. And the way that we kind of were able to scale that agency is literally through generating these build and release offers, where we went from charging monthly retainers to actually billing upfront in totality, typically between $6,000 to $12,000 for the total infrastructure build, and then we would release that to the client with an upsell of account management on a monthly basis. Okay, so we're not only able to increase our book call rates, totally transform and dramatically increase our close rates, we were able to get the attention of clients very easily through our prospecting and client acquisition outreach systems. And then it was very easy to not only bill a significant amount, chunk of change up front, that we could then use to deploy the service for them and reduce risk for us. It was then super easy to actually cross-sell them a monthly recurring retainer, typically on a 12-month basis, okay, which gave our agency a real strong backbone in terms of projected cash flow and monthly recurring revenue. So we've done this with the acquisition partner model. And for those of you who don't know, the acquisition partner model is a further development in the genesis of your kind of agency journey, okay? So you might be in a position where you have got it in mind, you want to run this kind of brick and mortar traditional style agency where you literally have an offer and you go out to brands or companies and you say, for X, Y, Z, for this scope, these action items, you pay us a monthly retainer and this is what we'll deliver for you, okay? But what you're probably realizing is that it's incredibly hard to actually close clients with an offer and a brand position like that right now in 2023. Maybe a couple of years ago it was a lot easier. Now it's a totally different landscape online, which is making it incredibly difficult for anybody to actually get traction with an offer like that. So what we've been able to do with the acquisition partner model is that we went from that traditional agency model with the email marketing business. We then were able to productize through the build and release offer kind of frame. And then from there, we used that as a springboard to launch basically a holistic, self-fulfilling client acquisition program that is strictly focused on high ticket closing and high ticket client acquisition. Okay, so there's plenty of other videos and things like that of people saying, we'll book you 100 calls or whatever it might be. We actually don't want to book you 100 calls. We don't want to bring you 100 different clients. We want to generate for you, and we will, guaranteed in our offer, we'll generate typically 3 to 5 clients who each individually pay you $100,000 every single year for your service and for your basic service, okay? So that's not including any cross-sells, down-sells, or upsells that you're then able to pitch them with our support and live deal coaching once they are engaged with you on a commercial basis. Okay, and the way that we have developed this program is that everything within the program is field tested and what we've actually done over the last 6 years. So coming up to, I think it's Jan or February, March in 2024, it's going to be our 6-year anniversary of actually doing this stuff. So everything that we do and teach and work with one-on-one with all of our program members is not theoretical. It's based on, hard, tangible truth and field-tested strategies that we've deployed and iterated on literally over a 6-year period, okay? So there's absolutely nobody else that's offering what we do in the marketplace, just to make that clear. Now, in terms of what an acquisition partner is and what you're able to achieve with that, really what the acquisition partner frame is going to enable you to do is basically go from the boom and bust chaos of running a traditional agency model to being in a position where you totally transform and refine your offer and your brand and your leadership position in the marketplace, so that you can command much greater value with CEO peers in the form of your ideal client profiles. You're going to be able to totally transform your pricing. So instead of charging monthly retainers, we will help you and hold your hand one-on-one and coach you through the process of being able to build what we call our three-pronged acquisition partner billing method, which is basically a system where you're going to be able to charge upfront fees of at least $12,000 for the service that you provide. Monthly recurring revenues, typically our lowest ones are around $7,000 to $8,000 for each program member, and then on top of that, a percentage of the monthly deals that you are helping your clients facilitate and close every single month. Okay, so this is how we are able to help you go from charging $500 a month retainers or maximum $2,500 a month retainers to actually cash in hand banking over $100,000 per individual unique client that you have on your agency with your agency. Okay, and the whole process here, the whole ethos of the acquisition partner model is that we are doing and achieving more with less. Okay, we do not want to layer additional complexity, and we will not layer additional complexity onto your agency in order to generate hundreds and hundreds of calls that you have to spend your time or train your team to sit on those calls and find out that they are not qualified, they're not the right type of client, they're not liquid, they don't have cash, they don't have the same mindset as you, and all the other variables that contribute to low scoring leads in your qualification process. All right, so through the program, what we provide as well is our deal structuring kind of workflow. And what that's going to be able to help you do and transform in your agency is going to help you go from potentially having to offer 30-day trials to your clients, which you might be doing now, to maximum 90-day terms, to actually having clients that will only work with you on a minimum basis of 12 to 24 months. Okay, so it might be a total, conceptual mindset shift and kind of explosion on how you think you can achieve this. But we're going to show you exactly how we have personally been able to do this with our acquisition partner business over the last few years. Okay. So what we're able to do also in the program here through our niche focus on high ticket client acquisition is that we're not only going to help you go through the process of refining your prospecting and client acquisition workflows, as well as your offer and repositioning yourself in the marketplace. We're going to help you launch this productization flywheel. Okay, so we're going to be able to work with you one-on-one and take you away from charging these low ticket monthly retainers and having to pitch these monthly retainers to clients who aren't educated and are potentially ego-led and don't have the time to really sit down and listen to you and understand your service. We're going to show you exactly the clients you need to be targeting and how you can actually find clients that are led by decision makers and CEOs of companies that are generating 10, 20, 75, 150 plus million USD in turnover every single year, and actually how it's a lot easier to close these clients when you know the right thing to say and the right sequence to follow up on. Okay. So further into the program too, and there's more information on the link below that I'll put in the description here. What we're going to go over is a total overhaul of all of your sales assets. Now, if you are bringing sales assets to the game, i.e. you've got an agency and you're not just starting out, what we're not going to do is tell you to scrap everything you've done to date. We're going to build on what you've done. Okay, so we're going to take all of your existing content, we're going to funnel it through our sales asset kind of content reframing machine and automation system. And what we're going to do there is basically move everything towards being much more logic and data-based, which is going to appeal more to the clients who can actually pay you, significantly for your services. All right, so within the system too, within the program too, you get access to all of our bespoke high-ticket client acquisition automations and all of our prospecting workflows too. Through our 90-day program of working with you one-on-one, we're also going to help plug and play what we call high-frequency VAs and commission-only closers. So these are not your average 14-year-olds who are, in the Philippines or in the States, wherever it might be, thinking that they can sell and turning their hand to the closing game. These are guys coming from our pool of acquisition partner, vetted and qualified and pre-trained candidates that we'll plug directly into your business so that you don't have to spend 12 hours a day, whatever it is, deploying a system that you simply don't have time to be focusing on. Okay, we have a highly ring-fenced community too. So again, in true acquisition partner ethos, we are not in the business and we have no motivation to have thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of members in the program or in the community. We want the most refined, strictly exclusive community of individuals who are using what we are doing with them, and they're using it to create, a lot of noise and damage in the marketplace in terms of the revenue that they're able to generate through their service. Okay, so we do that through our ring fence community, and we also offer live deal coaching. All right, so when you join the program, what you're not getting is 5 group calls every single week that actually turn out to be not that useful for you and your unique individual business needs. We'll provide you with live deal coaching. Okay, so when you have got a potential acquisition partner deal on the table, we're going to help you live price it. We're going to help you meet all of those objections and all of the rebuttals you'd get potentially from these CEOs, and we're actually going to help you close these deals. Okay, so we're not generating appointments for you. We are not generating book calls for you. We are providing a whole holistic system in totality, where we take you from that stage of offer refinement all the way through prospecting and client acquisition workflows to actually closing these 6-figure deals. Okay. Now, as an additional bonus, okay, and what I've got here is just a little GIF just of the contents page from the bespoke portal that we basically. This is how we consolidate all of our knowledge and all the vault of assets that you get access to that we'll work through with you on a one-on-one basis. But on top of this, what we're going to do is give you I'm going to give you a personal 1-hour kickoff call. So when you join the program, if you apply and you're eligible and you get through to being able to work with us, I will actually sit on a 1-hour call with you, and we'll go over everything and anything and all the pain points in your business to date. What we're going to do as well is we're going to build out all of these prospecting and client acquisition workflows for you in a custom and bespoke way. Okay, so you're not getting a cookie cutter system that thousands of other people have got. What we deliver for you is totally unique to your service, your offer, and your position in the marketplace. We're going to show you how you can easily 10x your pricing. So one of the guys in the program, James, I think it's on our site. We've got a screenshot from our Slack channel. In less than 10 days, I think it was 9 days, he unlocked an extra £131,000, which was revenue that he hadn't anticipated. It wasn't in his pipeline, and he did it in 9 days. Okay. And like I say, we're not only helping you generate these appointments and actually find these ideal leads, we're helping you close them. Okay, so to the tune of 3 to 5 100k clients added to your deal flow, and if you don't, we don't get paid. You get your money back, and you still retain access to all of the assets and everything that's in the private portal. Okay, so the last thing just to touch on here, guys, before I invite you to apply, is that everything in the acquisition partner program is usable for service delivery for your offer. So we have a lot of guys in the program who are coming from lead gen agencies and client acquisition backgrounds. If you have a client acquisition business, joining the program is not only going to help you increase your prices and close 3 to 5 100k per year clients for your own service and your own offer, you're also then going to be able to use all of the flows, automations, AI implementations, and staffing protocols that we provide you in the program. You're going to be able to use them for your own client service delivery. Okay. So I think that summarizes it all for you guys. I hope this video on build and release offers has been useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, book a call with us. We're going to issue you with an application form. If you don't pass the application form, you're not going to be allowed into the program. Like I say, in true acquisition partner mentality and mission and ethos, we are not in the business of bringing more and more people on who aren't a good fit for working with us. Okay, so if you think you are, if you've got an agency, if you're a consultant, if you're looking to scale and systemize your offer and what you're doing in a much more efficient way, and quite frankly, if you want to take your business from the chaos of boom and bust that it's in now to actually having a serenity-based business where you're able to do 1 to 3 million in annual recurring revenue with 95% plus profit margins, then book a call. You'll either speak to myself or a member of our sales team, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we'll catch up with the next one and speak soon. Cheers.